Los Angeles, a city of sunshine and opportunity. Known for its glitz and glamour, Los Angeles is a beacon for dreamers from all over the world. The city promises a life of success and stardom where the sun always shines and the possibilities seem endless. But for those trapped in its underbelly, a different reality unfolds. Beneath the surface of this vibrant metropolis lies a world shrouded in darkness, where the streets are fraught with danger and despair. In these neighborhoods, dreams often collide with the harsh realities of poverty, violence, and gang culture. The walls tell stories of struggle, painted with graffiti that speaks of lost hopes and unfulfilled promises. The streets whisper stories of struggle, resilience, and sometimes hope. Amidst the chaos, there are those who fight to rise above their circumstances, determined to carve out a better future. This is where Mike's story begins. In the heart of the city, where the line between dreams and nightmares is often blurred, Mike's journey is one of survival and perseverance. Mike was born into a world where survival was a daily battle. From a young age, he learned that life in South Central Los Angeles was anything but easy. Raised in South Central Los Angeles, he witnessed firsthand the devastating effects of gang violence. The streets were a battleground, and every day was a fight to stay safe. The constant threat of danger cast a long shadow over his childhood. Fear was a constant companion, lurking around every corner and in every shadow. Every day was a negotiation between fear and hope. Mike had to navigate a world where the stakes were high, and the wrong move could mean the difference between life and death. The allure of belonging, of finding protection and identity within a group, was powerful. In a place where trust was scarce, the promise of brotherhood was a beacon of security. For many young people like Mike, joining a gang seemed like the only viable path to navigate the treacherous streets. It was a way to find a sense of family and protection in a world that often felt hostile and unforgiving. The promise of brotherhood, however misguided, offered a sense of purpose in a world where opportunities seemed scarce. It was a way to feel valued and important, to be part of something larger than oneself. Mike's story is a testament to the enduring power of the human spirit. Despite the odds, he continues to fight for a better life, proving that even in the darkest of places, hope can still shine through. From a young age, Mike was exposed to trauma that no child should ever witness. His days were filled with the constant fear of what might happen next, a fear that no child should have to endure. Gunshots echoed through his neighborhood, a terrifying soundtrack to his childhood. Each shot fired was a reminder of the danger lurking just outside his door. He saw friends and neighbors fall victim to the endless cycle of violence. The loss of life became a grim reality, a part of his everyday existence. School became a refuge, a place where he could briefly escape the harsh realities of his environment. It was a sanctuary where he could dream of a different life, even if just for a few hours. But even there, the threat of violence lingered. The hallways that should have been safe were often filled with tension and fear. Gangs infiltrated the schoolyard, their influence seeping into every corner of his life. The pressure to conform, to join, was relentless.
By 7th grade, the pull of the streets proved too strong. The allure of quick money and respect was hard to resist. I dropped out of school, falling deeper into the clutches of gang life. It felt like the only option, the only way to survive. I sought solace in the camaraderie, the sense of belonging that had been absent from my life. The gang became my family, my support system.
He quickly learned the rules of the streets, the unspoken laws that governed his new world. The codes of survival in a world where loyalty and violence went hand in hand. Trust was rare, and betrayal could be deadly. But with each passing day, he drifted further away from the innocent child he once was. The streets were changing him, molding him into someone he barely recognized. The streets were reshaping him, hardening him, stealing his future one day at a time. The dreams he once had were replaced by the harsh reality of survival. Yet, amidst the darkness, there were glimmers of hope. Community centers and outreach programs offered a lifeline, a chance to break free from the cycle of violence. Mentors who had once walked the same path reached out, showing him that there was another way, They became beacons of hope, guiding him towards a different future. Slowly, he began to see that he could change his story. With determination and support, he started to rebuild his life, piece by piece. The journey was long and fraught with challenges, but he persevered. He found new dreams, new goals, and a renewed sense of purpose. Today, Mike is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. He has become a role model for others, showing that no matter how dark the past, the future can be bright. His story is a reminder that even in the face of overwhelming odds, hope and change are possible. The streets may have shaped him, but they did not define him. Together, communities can rise above the violence, supporting each other and building a better future for the next generation. Mike's descent into the criminal justice system began at age 13. What started with minor offences quickly escalated into more serious crimes. He was trapped in a system that seemed designed to punish rather than rehabilitate. Each arrest, each stint in juvenile detention chipped away at his spirit. He was labelled a delinquent, a lost cause. The system had failed to see the scared child behind the hardened exterior, the desperate yearning for a different path. Years blurred together in a cycle of incarceration and brief moments of freedom. The world outside continued to move on, but Mike remained trapped in a system that seemed determined to keep him in its grip. The weight of his past, the missed opportunities, the lost years pressed down on him. He was a product of his environment, a casualty of a society that had failed to protect its most vulnerable members. Section 4. The Hustle and the Walls. Prison became Mike's harsh reality. The cold, unyielding walls of his cell were a constant reminder of the life he had lost, the freedom that was now a distant memory. Years stretched into an agonizing eternity within the confines of concrete walls and steel bars. Each day felt like a lifetime, each night an endless void. The monotony was suffocating, the silence deafening. He witnessed the darkest aspects of humanity, the despair and violence that festered within the prison walls. Fights broke out over the smallest provocations, and the air was thick with tension and fear.
But even in this environment, a flicker of hope remained. I clung to the belief that I could change, that I could rise above my circumstances. I refused to let the system break me. I knew that if I gave in to despair, I would be lost forever. So, I fought back in the only way I knew how. I sought refuge in books, devouring knowledge and seeking solace in stories of resilience and redemption. Each page was a step towards freedom, each story a beacon of hope.
After each release, he was determined to break free from the cycle of incarceration. He knew that the road ahead would be difficult, but he was ready to face the challenges head-on. He tried his hand at various businesses, driven by a desire for a better life. From small street vending to more ambitious ventures, he was relentless in his pursuit of success. But the stigma of his past followed him like a shadow, making it difficult to find stable employment. Employers were wary and opportunities were scarce. He was caught in a frustrating paradox, punished for his past mistakes, yet denied the opportunity to create a better future. The walls of his past seemed to close in on him, no matter how hard he tried to escape. The system that was supposed to rehabilitate had instead branded him, making it nearly impossible to escape the pull of the streets. But Mike was not one to give up easily. He knew that the only way to truly break free was to keep pushing forward, to keep fighting for his place in the world. He found solace in community centres and support groups, places where he could share his story and find understanding. These spaces became his sanctuary, a place where he could rebuild his life one step at a time. Mike began to mentor others who were in similar situations, sharing his experiences and offering guidance. He knew that by helping others, he was also helping himself. Slowly but surely, he began to see the light at the end of the tunnel. Each small victory was a testament to his resilience, a reminder that he was capable of change. The hustle and the walls had shaped him, but they had not defined him. Mike was determined to write his own story, to create a future that was not bound by his past. Section 5. A Seed of Change. Despite the setbacks, a profound shift was taking place within Mike. The years of introspection, of witnessing the devastating consequences of his choices, had planted a seed of change. He yearned for something more, a life of purpose beyond the streets and the prison walls.
I realized that education was the key to unlocking my potential. It was more than just a means to an end. It was a path to redemption, a way to reclaim my narrative and rewrite my future.
The odds were stacked against him. Returning to education after years away, with a criminal record and the weight of his past on his shoulders, seemed like an insurmountable challenge. But Mike was determined to defy the odds. He enrolled in a GED program, his heart filled with a mix of apprehension and hope. He approached his studies with a newfound focus and determination, his past struggles fueling his desire to succeed.